It's a small dog. I don't really remember how long we've had it. It's bigger. It's a bigger kind. Tan colored. Dark tan, probably. It's really cute dog. His name is Spock.
Spock? How in the world did your dog get a name like that?
Well, Spock, he's named Spock because his ears are pointed, like the guy from Star Trek. They have the same name, and that's why we named him that. Was because they look similar. I saw Star Trek. It's not like, I don't watch it all the time, but I like to watch it once in a while.
That's cute. So, Sabrina, what do you do in your spare time? Do you have any hobbies or school activities you enjoy?
Yeah, I like crafting. I don't do it often, but I like art. And I craft so many different kinds of things. I like beading, and just being creative with crafting, making all different kinds of things. I like playing volleyball too, and cheerleading.
Oh, tell me more about the cheerleading. How did you get involved in that? Does it require a lot of time?
Well, the cheerleading takes practice. We practice a few times a week before tryouts. And then after we practice, we try to make it. And if we don't make it, we can try again later. Some of us, quit, of course. Some of us continue trying to get in. We don't do a lot of traveling. It's Ckdkd. It means Great Plains School for the Deaf, GPD. That's who I cheerlead for.
I take it you like cheerleading.
Oh yes, I love cheerleading. Because I get to support the school. All the activities. And if I don't want to play basketball or some other sport, then I can cheerlead and support them.
Your school spirit is great. How long have you been cheerleading?
I've been cheerleading for about a year, and I want to cheerlead for 2 more years. We did tryouts, and they'll be the people who were chosen will be picked here soon.
Congratulations on making it again. How many people are on your school squad?
On my school squad, we have 6 cheerleaders. That's how many can be involved. We also have a mascot.
Oh yeah? Describe your mascot.
It's a cat, but it's a big cat. It's tan and black with spots.
I'll bet that costume gets pretty hot. Let's talk about the academic side of school. What's your favorite class?
My favorite class is probably English. I love writing and reading, of course. Books, I love reading books. I have many favorite books. I would say I prefer scary books the most. Like Goosebumps, that kind of book. I love those.
Oh, yeah, I've heard lots of good comments on that series. Who's the author?
The author is R.L. Stine. That's the author for Goosebumps.
I'm glad you enjoy that series. Do you have a favorite teacher?
Huh. A favorite teacher? Not really a favorite teacher, but I have a favorite teacher, but they're not my teacher. They teach a different class.
It's okay if you don't have a class with that teacher this year. Tell me why it's your favorite teacher anyway.
They're my favorite teacher because I can help them solve problems if they need, or they help me solve problems. If I need to talk with them, they are that person for me. Kind of like my mom. I can go to her with my problems.
Problem solving is so important. How do you feel about your life in general? Have you had to deal with many problems?
Well, in my life, it's been positive so far. I think my childhood has been positive. We weren't poor. We were poor, but we made it through. And I've been really happy.
Wow, Sabrina, you certainly have an optimistic outlook on life. That will help you get through lots of tough obstacles. What about work? Tell me about your summer job experience.
Well, last summer, I worked at CSD, Communication Services for the Deaf. And I really had a good time working there. I worked through a different part of the agency, and I didn't really like it.
What kinds of work did you do?
CSD is work that's like intern work. I get to help other workers with things that they need. If they have errands for me to run, I can go and do errands for them. For example, filing. I can make labels for the files. And I don't do that often.
That sounds like a really great experience. What about the people you worked with? Tell me about them.
I work with a lot of deaf people. And there are interpreters there as well. They help the deaf people that work there communicate over the phone.
So do you hope to work with deaf people in the future? Or do you plan to work with hearing people?
Well, in the future, I will probably be working by myself without hearing or deaf people. And really, I mean, I'm open to working with either. I'd like to be a graphic artist, doing something like that.
Oh, really? Why are you interested in graphic arts?
I just love doing graphic arts. There are so many different things I can do and make. Different magazines or calendars, even.
Great! Have you designed those materials yourself?
I haven't made magazines yet, but I've heard of some other graphic artists that have made brochures, and I would be interested in making one of those. I think I could possibly make something like a brochure in the future. I've made calendars before too as well. They're actually very easy to make. You just create the background, and then you use you can use Photoshop or some other program to create the calendar.
Sabrina, you are quite a remarkable young lady. You're involved in many activities, you have an optimistic attitude, and you have some clear goals for your future. Do you have a role model who's helped shape your life?
I don't really have a role model, but of course, I look at everyone as a role model, not just one person. I look at my mother, father, my sister, and of course my friends, all as role models.
What an interesting response. How are these people role models?
They help me solve any problems that I might have, and they help me with things when I need help. Maybe with hearing, if I need to know what people are saying.
You really seem to respect people close to you. That's great. Do you consider yourself a role model?
I think maybe would consider myself a role model, maybe to some other people. I like to help people solve problems. I like to talk and listen to them, support them, and be their friend.
That's a really mature behavior. How did you work to help solve the problems? What kinds of problems have you faced?
I've helped them with a few problems. I've talked to them, trying to help them calm down or solve whatever problems that they could have, many different problems. Not specifically just one, but I've been able to solve a few different problems and help a few of my different friends. It really depends on the situation. Some of the problems are at work. At work, I solve in a different way.
Tell me about a specific problem and how you'd work with someone to solve it.
If they're depressed, if someone's family member has passed away, I'll try to calm them down and talk to them alone or in person, not with other people around, just the two of us, and have a real heart-to-heart to help them calm down.
Yeah, helping people talk about what's bothering them is really helpful. What's an example of another problem you've helped solve?
Another problem would be, for instance, one of my friends would maybe be in a fight with another friend. So I would tell my other friend, I would